Today, old Skeeter here is going to be riding the Catrike 700 torture machine. No assist on this bike. It's 700. They call it the Catrike 700. It's got a 700 millimeter rear tire, 16-inch front tires, designed for racing. That's if you got somebody who is young enough to get on it to race, and that's surely not me. Well, hey there, folks. This will be old Skeeter here doing his recumbent exercise trike ride on this Monday. I believe it's the 7th of March. Should have rode yesterday. I just didn't feel like it. I did not feel like it at all. And I just wasn't going to ride. Got my buddy down here barking at me. Let me know his disapproval of me riding this weird looking contraption. His tail's just a wagging. He's just kicking up dirt. And he's just upset that he can't chase me. Well, that last video was a big boo-hoo at those wind muffs I put on that mic on that DJI Pocket. It was terrible. It didn't do nothing. It didn't do a thing. And compared to these wireless ones, which are, you know, you can turn the gain up and down on, you know, which are just so much better. It just does so much better job recording audio than the other one. I like the camera, and as far as just walking around with the camera is concerned, it does a great job. It'll pick up your audio if you're, of course, it picks up the audio all the way around you. So if you're in a crowded situation, it's going to pick up all that noise too. But as far as walking and talking with that Pocket, it does a pretty good job. But if you want to take it for a bike ride, not so much. Oh, I know. Oh God, I didn't do something. I gotta stop, take care of this. I didn't put my Garmin on here, folks. Just give me a second here. Pull off the side road here, and I'll be back with you. Well, there we go. Yeah, I got it on there. I was looking down checking things out, how the Garmin was working. Whoa, here, what we got here? There we go. I forgot I got gears in the front of this one. So I got 3 gears in the front, and the rest of them are in the back. And a lot of times on this bike, if I'm just riding, and it's not really a major hill to climb or anything like that, I'll just switch to front gears. And that usually will handle anything in a normal ride. But if you're really doing some serious climbing and you want to get that perfect little spot. Then you got to start picking out the gear you want. This is pretty much a 27 speed setup here. See, like right now, I'm going up the hill a little bit. I'll drop it down into small gear up here, and that'll get me not too much effort. I will say one thing. There will be a heart rate challenge today, because a lot different between a non-assistant trike and an assistant trike is a big difference. It really helps you. You will get a lot more. You will take a lot more effort to do a ride if you're trying to keep speed. You know, you got to compete against something, and it's just usually speed is telling me how I'm doing is the speed. And if you're on flat ground, if I'm down at Jimbo's, and Jimbo's is flat as a pancake down there, you try to keep that 11 to 13 mile an hour speed going, and you can do it. Here, a little different story. I'm going up a 2% grade. Let me check my grade machine. Yeah, I got a 2% grade. Then I'm going up, and it's a long one, a long 2%er. This came down a 4%er. So it's just as long for 2%er going up, so I dropped her down into the low gear, little gear in the front. Today's Tuesday, trash pickup day. Ours is Tuesdays and Fridays. And when the wind's blowing against you on a non-assistant bike, you really know it. I'm gonna change gears on that a little bit. Yeah. Well, back to the old Osmo and the wind muffs. I have an external mic for that, which is a Comica mic. It's not a powered mic or anything. It just plugs into an adapter that plugs into the pocket. And it works good when you have it close to you. I'll be honest with you, I don't think it works any better than the original built-in mic of the pocket. Can't prove to me it's one iota better. So as a rule, if I'm using that pocket, I don't even take the effort of hooking that up, because it's got a little special bracket that you got to put on there, and you got to it gets its input from the USB-C charging plug. You plug your adapter in there, and that's what connects to the external mic. It'll pop up on your little screen telling you that you have an external microphone attached. I can't tell the difference. I just to be honest with you, I'll say it's a waste of money. Now, maybe a powered mic of some sort, something that you can bring the gain up on, might be worth the effort. But can't prove to me that and I know one thing, no matter how I set it up. Now, I might try this. I have the Comica lavalier mics for this wireless setup, and I'm thinking about taking one of those. They got a little 1/8-inch stereo jack plug, and plug it in and hooking it up here somewhere closer to me with a air muff on it, and see if it's see how that works. I'll give that a try. I just might do the ticket, and I don't have to put the bracket on there for that. Just plug it in and see how it works. It might be okay. Might not be worth a flip. Don't know until I try it. I was talking to my son last night, and he told me he picked up a new bike, another bike. He rides a Cannondale now. He picked up a Trike. He's been riding it for the last couple nights. I think he's liking it so far. Okay, getting ready to go down my nice 4% hill, which is all fun and games until you have to turn around and come back up it. I gotta come back up it sooner or later. Umso besser. Hold on down here. What do you got? Oh, that's the cable guys, I think, working on the cable. I have to kind of get over. I like to get over down here. The road is real rough, where it transitions right about here. Trying to slide over. get around. Okay, here we go. Sneaky Pete. Sneaky Pete. Well, this morning we had to go through the process of changing our primary medical provider or doctor. The doctor that we had for many years didn't renew the contract with the insurance, so we're forced to change doctors. That's all part of life. Don't like it, but it's a part of life. Something you have to do. We had to do it once before we got this doctor. And what was really nice about this doctor that we had, she's a dermatologist that also does general practicing. And me and wife both seen too much sun, so in our old age here, we're dealing with skin cancer. We're always having something chiro frozen or chopped off and biopsied and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of nice going to your general practitioner and have that taken care of. But alas, that's no longer will be. And it was really, we got to know her and it was really personal with her. And so we switched to one of these medical centers now, which is nice in a way too, because they have everything in there. You need an x-ray, they got the x-ray. You need a phlebotomist, get some blood drawn, well, that's right there. You know, everything's in-house, so that'll be good too. Of course, I have a new set of eyes looking at me, and that's probably a good thing too, because when I left my other doctor for the same reasons, insurance problems, changes, and came to the one I just well, I had to change from him and go to the new doctor, and she's just seen things a little bit different than he did, and made some changes, which was changes to the good. Had cholesterol problems, and she kind of helped me out with that deal. Got that kind of managed under control. Of course, I'm a diabetic. That's why I'm on this Trike. Now I'm going up a little hill here, and if I was in the assisted bike, that is no problem whatsoever. I just shift just a little bit, even in low power, up this hill I go. But I can tell you right now, without the assist, I feel the old legs burning. And the thing of it is, when I get up to the top here, I gotta make sure no cars are coming. I gotta keep cranking or I'll die. I gotta make a turn, and it's hard. Let me get my gears back in the somewhat array. And one of my favorite spots, the old canopy ride. Earlier today, it's 11:45. This morning I'm riding. Wanted to ride a little early today. Seems like longer the day goes on, I get tangled up in finding something to do. It's like yesterday. It's starting to get warm down here. And so my ceiling fan on my porch took a crap, and I had two of them, and I know I needed to swap them out sooner or later, so I like to have a fan out there on the porch, move that air around out there. That's another thing here in Florida. You got a porch, and it's hot and humid down here in Florida. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's hot, humid, and we knew it. Been down here since 1974. So your porch, you know, you don't really want to, when it's in the afternoon, it's hot. You don't want to sit on that porch. It's hot out there. It doesn't bother me as much as it does my wife. My wife does crocheting, and her hands sweat. She said she can't pull the yarn through her fingers the way she would like. So she won't sit out there for long. She might sit there for a little while in the mornings, but it warms up. It don't take much to warm up. This is what we got here. 85.6 right now at 11:47, and it's a little temperature down here this year is a little above normal. I think it's 80 or 78 it's supposed to be, and they take that temperature at the airport. It's always hotter here. It's always hotter here and colder here. You know, if they say it's going to be, if it's going to be freezing in Tampa, it's going to really freeze out here. It really gets cold. And then when they say it's cool in Tampa, then, or the temperature, or whatever it is, summertime temperatures, and they say it's 85, it's 90 here, give or take, whatever it is. Gonna be changing the time coming up. That'd be good for my son, because he gets home around 5 o'clock and he likes to ride his bike. In the wintertime, you're riding at night. Nighttime's not so bad. I mean, he's got the blinkies. He's being seen real good. There's no problem issue there. Problem of it is the bugs. With no shortage of flying bugs down here in Florida. In wintertime, if you're in wintertime, it's pretty good. It'll really cut way back on the bugs in the wintertime. But in the summertime, here on a motorcycle, riding my motorcycle, I'm not a biker, motorcycle biker without a windshield. You know, I'm just not that tough. I don't want them bugs on me. Smacking you in the face. I think I ran into a June bug one time, about knocked me off the bike. I think she stopped and gonna put some more trash in her trash can. I've been riding for 22 minutes. Feels like I've been riding for 4 hours. I'll admit it. I'm not the man I once was. We got the trash guys coming. So they'd be going down the road I just came back from, but guess not. Oh, I know what they're going to do. I know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to go down and go down this road up here from me and come right back up here and go straight down the other one. I bet you. My name is Old Skeeter. I fix things and I know stuff. Oh, going back downhill. Okay. Hand on the brake. Sneak up here to the stop sign. Ain't nobody coming. Do a rolling stop. Back off down the road again. So, the wifey and I are going to have new doctors. Have a new doctor. Me and her see the same doctor. My wife doesn't get around good, so I drive her to the doctor, so might as well be the same doctor. What's down there? I gotta see what's down there. Oh, tree trimming guys. Oh, a whole crap load of them. Remind me not to go down that road. ride for 26 minutes. Only got about 4.5 miles. So you can tell I'm not on the assisted trike. Can't get away from these guys. Well, you know where I'm at, folks. Marty's flag. Marty's treehouse with the flag. One heck of a treehouse. He had, old Marty at one time, he had some dummies up there. Had some dummies that all leaned up with fake guns on the railing up there. I think he got in trouble for it. I think people were calling, man, they're up there in that thing, that flag's on, and they guys up there with guns. Oh, brother. Not surprised. Not at all. That's a road right back there. I don't want to go down with little tree guys on it. I'll check my fuzzy. I'm a little leery about that now since I lost it once. This is actually a 3% hill right here. So this really gets my legs, gets my whole heart rate up. Makes the old legs burn. Back in the day when I rode a two-wheel bike at a Diamondback, and I'd get out and ride. Well, I was in my 40s, and my legs would burn like crazy. My butt would hurt, and my legs would burn. And then eventually the legs would stop burning, and that's when you can really get down on it. You get tired, but they weren't burning. Kind of like they were ready to ride. Like I said, it's got little 16-inch wheels in the front. Got disc brakes also. This Catrike's 2010. 2010. I bought it used off of a fella. Well taken care of. Like I said this before, didn't have no problem buying something used. Taken care of. Seems like it's taken care of. Ain't much of these things. I mean, as far as if you have to replace every damn thing on it. Really no issue. One thing I've done to this bike, I did two things to this bike. I think the cassette in the rear was wore. I could just tell by the way it was shifting. It was it wasn't shifting correctly and locking it in the way it should. And checking out the sprockets in the front. Like I say, you don't change. Most people don't change gears that much into them. They were fine. But the one in the backs, they were worn. And so I changed the cassette in the back and I put a new chain on it. These suckers take 3 regular size mountain bike chains. So you gotta, if you buy a $30 chain, you gotta buy 3 of them, $90. Not unusual. I think the chain set for this is $105 if you bought it off of Utah Trikes. They're the main recumbent trike people in the country. But if not, she jumped down there. How about that? That thing really jumped on me. Jumped all the way from upper to bottom. I don't know what that deal was. Let me put it back down there. See what that's doing. Yeah. And you buy your chain to how big your cassette is. If you got an 8-gear cassette in the back, you buy an 8-gear chain. And sometimes they'll say 8-gear, 9-gear. And if you got a 9-gear, this is a 9-gear, buy a 9-gear chain. You got a 10-gear chain. It's a 30 speed usually. 3 up front, 10 in the back. 3 times 10 is 30. But that's how you buy a chain, even in a bicycle, same way. So how big your cassette is in the back. It's the type of chain you buy, and then at that point on is you want a heavy duty chain, light duty chain, cheap chain, expensive chain. It's all up to you. That's just basically, it becomes your dilemma then, what you want, how much money you want to put into it. I buy a good chain. I don't buy the most expensive one out there. So just jumped into another gear in the back. This 2% hill I'm going up here. I have a friction shifter on this. You have basically two kinds of shifters. You have an index shifter and a friction shifter. The old style bikes, racing bikes back in the day, they were friction shifters. You just kept, if you wanted to change gears, you know, up or down, if you push it upward, pull forward or back. On this one, if you pull it back, it shifts down on the gear. Makes it easier to pedal. Push forward, goes up a gear. Makes the bike faster and harder to pedal. And you find the gears in between by feel. Because it's this friction, it stops it from moving backwards and forwards. The friction does. But you have to push it or pull it to make the gear, make the bike shift. And an index shifter is different. You have some sort of clicking device, some type of little lever or something that you're in first gear, hit the lever, it pops in second gear, then the chain moves to the next gear, hit the lever again, it jumps in the next gear. Then you have another lever that you push and pushes it backwards. It just does it backwards. And usually you have a visual indicator of what gear you're in. And that always goes for the gear in the rear, not your front gears. Of course, you'd have an index, I guess, for the front one. That'd be, you know, 1, 2, 3. That type of situation. But the only thing with the index shifting is very nice, but sometimes they get out of adjustment. You gotta mess with those to make sure that, I mean, some they'll get out of adjustment and they don't shift right. It's mechanical. It's just like anything else. You just have to tinker with it to get it going right. Friction shifter is a lot more forgiving. And push and pull. All I got to do is make sure is I can get to the highest gear and to the lowest gear. Everything in between that's no problem. I'll find it. There is also another setup, and I think it's called a runoff shifter. It's a gear, kind of like a pumping gear in a transaxle. It's they have a gear set up, and has just one sprocket. You got the chain, or they even use serpentine belts onto this, and there is no external cassette or anything gears on that. It's all built on the inside, and you can shift at any time. You know, me shifting now, I gotta shift while I'm moving. I gotta be pedaling the shift. If I come to a stop sign and I'm in the wrong gear, tough stuff. I gotta start off in that gear till I get pedaling the shift. This here you don't. It just changes it inside. It's very smooth shifting. It's a very smooth shifter. Now, I'm just going to go by hearsay what other people talk about. They just say that thing does take more energy to pedal. And of course, some people say it doesn't. I never used one, so I can't tell you. But it is it's a neat idea. I tell you, and they're expensive and not cheap. And they're really nice if you have say like a Bafang motor on there, and for your assist, because it's really smooth shifting, especially if you're just going full out electric and you got yourself basically an electric buggy. Those things are really nice for shifts, like an automatic for your bicycle, tricycle. Ooh. Well, I've been riding for 42 minutes. And I know I have. I can feel it. Yeah, he has to come up behind me, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. Absolutely. I'm going to be heading back home anyhow. I'm a lot slower than this thing. I would make one more round. Don't need to. Oh Christ. Battle of the trash trucks. That is one reason why I kind of like to ride later. You know, really get caught up and forget what day it is. You know, if it's picking up the trash, look down there, see if you see any guys down there working on trees. Yeah, I think you can. This is the gear setup on Catrike 700. I'm riding in a little gear. When I ride with Jimbo, most of the time this is the bike I take, especially if I ride down. Well, anytime I ride with Jimbo, most of the time I will, unless I'm trying to don't feel good or something. I will take the man, it's right at the end there, boy. Man. Right at the end there, that gets hard. There's some hard pedaling right there. And I'm going to get it again down here. What's your heart rate? 119. Yep. One thing I can't complain about is the exercise I'm getting. I like this bike for its seating position. It's you're laying back a lot more radically than in the Expedition. Expedition, you're leaning back pretty good. This one here is like 24 degrees. You're really laying back. It's comfortable to me. A lot of people complain about it. They don't like it. I'm not one of them. I am not one of them. Okay, get ready for some gear changes here. Because I'm going up that 4%er that I was whining about when I was coming down it, explaining that sooner or later I gotta go back up it. So, right now, I'm going back up it. Got her in low gear. I can tell you one thing, this bike is a lot lighter than the Expedition. Of course, the Expedition's got a motor on it and a battery. Listen here, man, this is light. These Catrikes are made in Orlando, Florida. Over there in Mickey Mouseville. That was his decision. He could go around me while I'm going around the corner. Man, you can hear me huffing and puffing. 123 is my heart rate. Whew. And I'm going against the wind. So I get up the hill, then I turn down the road, gotta go up against the wind. Hey, I can't win. Suffer ye little children. Well, Skeeter, nobody made you get out here and ride this thing. It's all on you, bud. Well, my other hobby, I do fishing. We got red tide troubles now. Yeah, it's becoming a thing down here. All the fertilizer people putting on their yards getting washed into the water, into the rivers, and it's feeding the algae and stuff like that. And that red tide. Just every year now we have an outbreak of that red tide. And I tell you, you'll know it when you get around it. man, your eyes start to itch and watery, and your breathing gets labored. I don't want to ride my trike nowhere near any place that's got red tide. It's hard enough as it is without putting up with that crap. And they're talking about things they can do about it. They can't do nothing about it. They can't do a damn thing about it. It's just, they would have to stop the people from fertilizing their yard. And that's just not going to happen. Let me check this thing out here. Got some junk sitting on the side here. That's one of those laundry tubs. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. They make, get them old laundry tubs and, you know, put it outside somewhere, attach it to the side of your garage or something like that. That makes a real great place to set up to clean your fish. And what I usually do is I just let the water run on the ground. And if you got, when you're actually cleaning the fish part, you know, and stuff like that, I have a 5-gallon bucket. All the guts and stuff and that type of stuff, I just let go in the bucket. You know, dispose of that. But yeah, they're real handy. Ooh, we're slow down. Got a car coming here. Is he going to turn? Yep. Oh. No speed today. I'm just going to keep it in low gears. Went 8.5 miles, 8.5 miles, 54 minutes. That's just the name of the game. So getting in good exercise. Actually, it's a better exercise. You can't say it's really better because you just crank a little harder on the assist, and because you're getting that speed, it's nice to look up and see that you're going 14 miles an hour. Well, for you to go 14 miles an hour, you got to crank a little bit. And you try to keep that 14 miles an hour speed, even when you're going up a hill a little bit. So you push it a little harder. Nothing to get your heart rate up to 120. Well, me anyhow. Whew. That's a little hill right there. I know it's a 2%er. Yeah, 2% hill. Oh. Well, Saturday This Saturday's my wedding anniversary. I think my wife said 56 years. There's a 55. Hell, when it gets that much, I'm entitled to forget. I don't think there's a hell of a lot of big difference between 55 and 56, to be honest with you. But I'll put a correction up here, what it actually is. So like I say, that's what I like about videos. You can correct yourself. Of course, if my wife was in shouting distance, she'd surely correct me if I was wrong. Another hill. We're loaded with hills. Whew. Life in the fast lane. Not on this trike. But I am moving. And it's comfortable. The little neck brace I got in the back, just lean your head up against. It's right in a position that it pushes my helmet. It pushes my helmet up, which makes this come down. So if I lean against it like this, if I lock it there like that, it's not bad. It keeps the helmet. It keeps the helmet up. And with the brim of my hat, keeps it up. But as you ride and you move your head a little bit back and forth, it'll actually, when I lean back, it pushes it down, and see, now it goes down, now it's down, and that's just too far down. Right there I can just see plenty far in front of me. All right, folks, this will be old Skeeter, the guy who fixes stuff and knows things, down here in the San Paul, Utah, Florida, doing this recumbent exercise trike ride for a Tuesday. You know what? He be gone.